Very good morning, guys. My name is Shivraj Singh Devupa, and I am a web developer. I have around 10 years of experience. I started with the mean stack development, that is MongoDB, Express, Node, and Angular. And like as per the project's requirement, there was an opportunity for becoming a specialist. So I worked as an Angular specialist. So I was working like 4 to 5 years in Angular domain in international projects and especially of US region. And then I got an opportunity from past couple of years. I'm working as a React developer. So previously I worked as senior Angular developer and then now as a senior React developer. So as we know, both are very popular JavaScript frameworks. So one has to very good in JavaScript in order to work with these two frameworks and to excel upon these frameworks. So as per my experience, my 10 year of experience, I decided to teach to let's understand the concept of JavaScript first. So I have started this series. This series is named as Gen Z JavaScript. So we will be understanding the core concept and the important topics of JavaScript, and from there we will take up. Once we finish with the JavaScript, we will take up Angular and then React also, because I have expertise in these fields. So stay tuned, guys, and also please subscribe and share. So we will be starting with Gen Z JavaScript series, so where we will take up JavaScript first, and this will also help you in if you're experienced developer, it will help you in uh, improving your skills, improving your concept, which will help you in writing better and efficient code. And also, it will help you to revise your concept to make you interview ready, right? So, this is my goal. And so, yeah, I always think that no one is having all the knowledge. Like we as a coder, as a developer, we always keep on learning and improving ourselves. So while I will be teaching this, I will be uh, teaching, or I will be instructing you all these things, but I also want your feedback. Please comment on my videos so that we all can learn and grow in this field, right? So yeah, let's start.
Hello guys, so let's understand this keyword in JavaScript. So I can see um, the senior developers, also very experienced developers, they get confused with how this keyword is being used in JavaScript with simple arrow functions, normal functions, arrow functions, and classes, constructor. So let's understand, let's simplify this keyword. So this keyword, if you take in the case of normal functions, so let's go with the definition also. So it depends on how the function is called, not where it is defined, right? But also remember, in case of arrow function, uh, it checks like where it is defined, and then from its lexical environment, from its outer scope, it uh, takes the this keyword, right? That we will understand in the upcoming samples. So just remember this. So first example, let's take global context. What is the global context? If we are running our code in browser, the global context becomes the browser properties that we can access with the help of this. But in strict mode, it will not allow. So that's why the strict mode is there. And in non-strict mode, we can access the browser level properties. So in browser window, we also say it window. So the methods and the properties which are available to window, those we can access with the help of this. And in Node.js, it's a module object. So let's move forward, and this we have already understood with the use strict. It is undefined. Now inside a function, so inside a function, here it is. So we have called function show and then console log this and show. So I told you um, with the definition, like for normal function it always checks where the function is being called. So where this show is getting called here, outside of the function, right? And this is in the global scope, so this will here refers to the global scope. Always remember that. See, in non-strict mode this is the global object what we just discussed, and that is window in the browser. So in browser the global context is window. And in strict mode, I told you strict mode will never allow this. It will not allow you to access the window properties, so it will give you undefined in that case. Now let's understand inside an object method, right? So this is an object from line number 47, object user. So inside it we have greet method. So how it will be used here? So we are calling user.greet, right? Always remember user and then dot. So before dot we have user. So inside user we are calling greet. So user becomes the environment where it is being called, right? So user binds this to the greet. So user, the properties which are present in user, which will be accessed with the help of this keyword inside greet. So that is why when you console log here this, you can access the name which is inside this object, okay? Because you are calling inside user. So in case of normal function, whenever you are calling it with like you are calling with user dot, so the user will bind this here itself in with greet, okay? So you can see this refers to the object user that owns the method, right? And for losing this, so yeah, so you will be losing this when the case is when you are trying to assign a function to some variable. So always remember, when you're trying to assign a function to some variable, at that case you will lose this. So that is what I explained here. So let's move forward. uh, in case of arrow function, this is the most confusing part with the arrow functions because it behaves differently here. So normally we know where the function is getting called in that environment, you know, this. From there we can define how it will work, where this will point to, not actually where it is defined. But in case of arrow function, it is little different. So here instead they inherit this from their surrounding scope, what we call it lexical. Lexical means the surrounding scope. From surrounding scope, it is accessing this. So here const user, right? And inside it we have greet arrow function, and we are calling this dot name. So whenever we are calling user dot greet, so you can ask question here. So inside user only we are calling greet, right? So why not it is accessing name? So always remember, this is happened only in case of normal function. So in normal function where we are calling that matters, but not with the case of arrow function. In arrow function it matters which is the lexical environment, which is the outer closing environment. So here you will see there is user object, inside it we have name, right? So you must be thinking is it should print this name, that is ls, but it will not, because object never creates this. So that's why it is not getting bind, because this here comes from the global, not the user, right? So in global there might be possibility that there is no name property, right? So in global it is checking, so that means window dot name it is checking, but inside a method. So same thing, same arrow function, if you will try to call it like this, so outside you will be creating a normal function, and inside it you will be creating an arrow function. So here, as we know, because it is getting called like this in 103 line inside user, the normal function will have its own this, right? Then the inner function will check in the outer scope. So outer scope, because outer scope is the normal function which is already having this, so that is why it is getting printed here, right? So now I guess, I hope the confusion is being clear now and we are able to understand this. If you are not able to understand this now also, uh, try to search more examples, go through more examples, and you will easily get the understanding, right? Or you can comment down also in our video so that we can collectively help each other to improve our skills. So this is a very important concept in JavaScript. So how in constructor function we can use this? When you use inside a construction function, especially new keyword, so this will always target, or this will always refers to the newly created object, right? So here newly created object is, if you talk about this constructor, so line number 116, p1 is the newly created object. So p1 dot name, what is p1 dot name? It is Alice that we are passing, right? So here if you talk this dot name, this will also refer to the newly created object, right? So that's why this also works here. So same thing, when you use inside classes also, this works like constructor, and this is getting printed same way. Yes, and three important things that you can also remember: if you want to explicit bind this with some function, then you can use call, apply, or bind. It's just the how you are passing the arguments. In case of call, you can simply pass a string. In case of apply, you have to pass an array, right? You have to pass an array. Call the function which preferred this, and bind creates a new function. Yeah. So in case of bind, you have to assign it like this in line number 162. Assign, and then you have to call it like this 162. So always remember, if you want to explicitly bind, then you have to use these three depending upon your requirement: call, apply, and bind, right? Also note, for bind it is saying creates a new function with this permanently bound. It is creating a new function, right, where this is permanently bound. So always remember this. So I think we have covered almost all the things. Now lastly we will be talking about event handlers. In case of event handlers, when we are using normal function, then this is referring to the button element, but in case of arrow, again it is referring to the lexical scope that we know. It is always check where it is defined. So outside in the enclosing scope it will check, and which is a window here. So if in window that property is present, it will print, or else undefined. Yeah, so that's it. I think we discussed a large amount of examples here, and different concept that comes in our JavaScript related to this keyword, which is very important. So yeah, so let's end up our video here, and guys, please share and comment down in the video, and if you are finding this series helpful. So reminding you that this series name is Gen Z JavaScript, and inside this series we are going to cover the important JavaScript concept, revise our JavaScript concepts and Angular and React. Thank you everyone.